Hey y'all, it's Megan. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. Come spend a little time with us. Andy's doing some work up in the cornfield. It ain't looking so hot, y'all, but we're just gonna see how it goes. I got some evening chores to do, and we're gonna cook. You will never guess what we're gonna cook tonight. Breakfast for supper. Anyways, hope y'all enjoy.
Well, guys, it's been, I don't know, maybe, let's see, it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, been right about 4 or 5 days since we've had any measurable rainfall. It's been sunny and hot. So we're going to go give this a try again, try to plow through that corn. The weeds have gotten considerably worse since the last time y'all saw it. But I think that it's dried out enough now that we can get through it. Like I said, it's been hot and sunny, and man, the ground is dried. Even though we had over 2.5 inches of rain in one weekend, and it was already wet on top of that. It's really, really dried out a lot. So fingers crossed we can get through the field this time and actually salvage that field of corn. One of my fields is still looking pretty good. The other field that you saw in the video, it looks rough. So we're just going to see what we can do with it. So what you see behind me here is the mess I'm going to try to clean up. It is so much drier now than it was the other day. I think we're in good shape now. And by the way, check this out. You recognize that? That's a big deer footprint, ain't it? Now, y'all, long story short, my neighbor's cows got out the other day, and poor old fella, he's an old man, and we had to help him get him up, and he was worried to death because the cows had been out here in my cornfield. And I told him, I said, I ain't worried a lick about that cornfield. Look at it. It's green. But he was worried to death because the cows had been out here, and, you know, he was worried they tore my corn up. But they didn't really do nothing, and I wasn't worried about it. I was just glad we could help him get his cows up. Anyways, look at the corn. Look at the green and the corn. It's awful. It really is. I mean, we have a decent stand of corn right out here. Out towards the middle of the field looks decent. But it's nothing to brag about by no means, that's for sure. I think it's partly due to the weather. And it's partly due to the fact that I haven't been able to get in here and work it either. But my other field over there doesn't have near as many weeds in it, and the corn actually looks really good in it. So, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I have considered plowing this field up and starting over. Like, that's how bad this is. Because, all right, so you see we got a corn plant here. Well, then look, we go all the way to, well, right there before we get to another one. But then it's even the rest of the way out. But there's just a lot of skip stuff in this field. And I don't know, it just didn't do good. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna plow through it today and just see what happens. But I still have time. If I decide that I wanna redo this, I've got time to do it. Because it really don't look good at all. Like, it's so hippity hoppity. Like, we've got some right out there that's a good foot tall. Then we got some right here that's only just a few inches tall. You know, and with that being like that, it's all going to come in to tassel at different times, which means it's not going to pollinate right. So, I don't know. I don't know what happened to this field. Like I said, the other field looks pretty good, and I'm waiting till last to cultivate it, just in case it comes a shower this evening, because there is a slight chance of thunderstorms this evening. So I wanted to get the worst one done first. So I'm going to go ahead and tackle this field. Then I'll go over there and do the next field when I get this one done. Let's give this a try again, round number 2.
Good job. Good girl. Ellie Boo, you better come on over here and get you some food.
But why ain't you let Mama? Why ain't you letting them?
Come on, this way.
Hello, Candy.
Gotta make a wide turn. Come on, girlfriend.
Yeah, I made it down here. Now there's a little grass in that bucket. She's like one of those music trees, right?
Well, I'm gonna go out here and show y'all what I'm dealing with. I'm about decided. I think I'm gonna call this field done, and I'm not gonna fool with it. So it is still wet as it can be out here. However, I am able to plow it, but that's not the reason I'm gonna call it done. Because I have so much spots in it, like this right here, where it's skipped. And then out here, the weeds are so bad. Like in between the rows there, like we could come up here and hoe this and clean it up. And what's here would make a decent crop of corn probably, because I mean, that is pretty. But it don't all look like that. Then we come over here and we have a spot right here to there that's missed. And then this is little bitty short corn. And then it's a spot right here to there it's missed. And it's just not, I don't know. Look at how bad the weeds are in it though, y'all. This don't normally happen. It's just been so wet we couldn't get in it and work it. But look at it down in here is what's even worse. Once we get about right here in the field, we've got a really bad spot right there. Then all of this is barely anything there. It's not even tall. I don't know. In a way, I'm just kind of disgusted with this field, and I just want to start over from scratch. Who knows? I may not even replant the thing. I may just go off of the one field I've got out here that's doing good and let it ride at that. I don't know. But I really don't think I'm going to spend no more time up here trying to plow through this, because it just, in my own opinion, doesn't look good enough for me to spend the amount of time it's going to take to get it cleaned up. You know, sometimes we just have to pick our battles and figure out which ones we're going to fight and which ones we're not. And I really don't think this battle's worth me fighting.
Here's Candy. She's done milking and she's just chilling in the stanchion. This was my original goal when I was training her, and I try to make sure this is a happy place for her. I try not to do anything that she doesn't like. You know, she gets brushed here, she gets loved on, she gets treats, and now, like, she don't even want to. She don't even want to come out. Come on, Candy. We gotta go back. Candy.
She don't want to go back. She knows she's gonna get rained on.
Candy, come on. Yeah, my girl. Look. Good job.
Jacob has come up here, and since I've decided I think I'm just gonna let this field go, I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to maybe let Jacob go out and back, and if he plows up some corn, so be it. You know, it'll just be what it'll be. But it'll let him sort of teach him how to cultivate. You know, it's an area that don't matter if it gets plowed up, but at the same time, we're gonna try to not hit any corn, and we're just gonna see how well he does. Pull up out of that road. Not yet. Don't let him down yet. Stop. All right, look. You're going to see the corn underneath you. Now you let your plows down and you drive straight out that road. You want them to go straight to where you cultivate.
There you go.
Yeah, it ain't no corn, is it? There you go. Now you're doing it. So even Jacob said, "Where's the corn?" I told him it ain't no corn. You see how the plows are clogging up with weeds because they're so thick? That's another reason. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It could be saved, but it's just too far gone. I'll just let you cultivate the rest of it. It's wet right there. So what do you think?
I like it.
I think we're gonna have us we need to plant us a crop of bacca now. We got somebody that can cultivate it all.
Well, I might just tear up a few plants.
Well, you'll get used to it. That's your first time ever doing it.
Yeah, you did really good.
You went out and back and only plowed up like 2 different spots.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty darn good.
The spots that I plowed up was because it was been a while since I seen a plant of corn and I didn't know where the row was.
That's true.
So I plowed up the corn.
That's another reason we're gonna just start over from scratch, because it's just too many skip spots in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm proud of you. You done good. Mm-hmm. You done real good. And it's wet out there too, so you started sliding, and that messed you up as well. But
yeah, but I would probably had it perfect if it was a little bit dry.
I think you could have. I think you could have.
But I liked it.
Well, I think I'm gonna go out here and hit this other field, because now it's starting to look like it's gonna come up a storm. So I want to make sure I can get it, at least get through it before we get any rain.
So we're gonna have sausage, eggs, fried apples, and toast. I think that sounds sufficient. Now, I get a lot of questions on our sausage, especially like pertaining to the canned sausage. But yes, we do make our own sausage from our pigs. We process hogs kind of the old-fashioned way. I can link that video if you're interested in checking that out. We use Old Mansion sausage seasoning for our ground pork with a little bit of extra sage. It's got a really, really good flavor. The key to good sausage, though, y'all, is plenty of fat. I hope you can see all that white in there. With this homegrown sausage, y'all, you ain't got to add no grease to your pan. I was so blown away. One day I cooked some store-bought sausage. Me and Andy were just wanting to see what it was like. And I was like, where's all the grease? It ain't making no grease. But that makes good sausage. It's got plenty of grease in it. And sausage and fried apples like go so good together, I think. So with my cooked apples, what I like to do is I just kind of put enough water to cover the bottom of my pan, and I'll let them cook for a little bit until they start getting soft, and then I'll add my butter and brown sugar and all that good stuff.
So here's the other field. Now, this corn actually doesn't look as good as the corn that's up there. However, on this field, I have a lot better stand of corn. I think a lot of this corn didn't come up till after the rain we had, so it's a lot more uniform. After plowing through this field right here, I've been thinking about it. And I think once I get through this field, because this is my best field, I'm going to plow through this one first, and I may go back up there and attempt to plow that other one again and just see what happens with it. Because the corn that's there looks good. It's just the fact that I don't have a great stand of corn is why I just feel like it's not worth saving. However, I may go plow through it, and if my mind don't, and then if I change my mind and I want to save it, well, at least it's already plowed through, and we've got a, halfway start of battling the weeds.
Have got good and soft. Most of the water's cooked down. I like to leave a little bit of that apple juice in there. That's just me. And I know somebody's probably going to say it. These are not fried apples because I didn't fry them. You're right. I boiled them. So we'll just call them boiled apples. I usually do this with the store-bought apples because, to me anyway, they seem like they're like a little harder to get to soften up. So fresher apples don't tend to be that hard. I don't know. They cook different. We're gonna sprinkle us some brown sugar in there to make us kind of a syrup for our apples. Let all that get mixed in together. Gonna add a sprinkle of cinnamon, a little bit of ginger, just a little. And once those cool off, that will thicken up a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut my heat off on those. And get my bacon cooked.
Well, I'm gonna have to quit on the second field too, because right out there in that spot right there, it's just too wet for me to plow. I just made one row down through here, and right out there, you can see where the road gets a little bit like that. It's wet, and you can't really tell it, but this field's on a slope. And so my tractor's wanting to slide downhill, and then I'm plowing up my corn, and there's really nothing I can do about it because I'm spinning and sliding that way downhill. So I guess I'm just gonna give this one more day to try to dry out. Hopefully I can get in time tomorrow before we get a rainstorm and plow through the rest of it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really impressed with how this cornfield looks either. So this was planted at the same time, same amount of fertilizer and everything as that other field was. And the corn itself is not like, I mean, that is a pretty stalk of corn. But comparing it to the corn that's in the other field, like that's little, that's little. That one's really little. Comparing it to the other corn, see right here's one I plowed up. Yep. That was a pretty stalk of corn too. But anyways, comparing it to the corn that's in the other field, it just doesn't look near as good. You can look at that ground right there and tell it's all wet and rocky. Golly, this land's rocky. But I think I'm gonna go up here and give my other field one more chance. I'm gonna go plow through a few more rows of it and see if I change my mind on it. After I've rode the tractor here, I've thought about it, and I'm just gonna go plow through a few more rows, like I say, and see what I think. But I don't know, right now I'm thinking I might be better off just to start over from scratch. But time will tell, I guess. Well guys, my mind ain't changed. Honestly, I just don't think it's worth saving. I mean, there's some good looking corn out there, but there's also a lot of not good looking corn. These two rows right here and that row right there is what I just plowed through. You can see by the tire, that is still just way wet, and I'm making bigger mess than what I'm doing good. So I really think that I'm gonna just completely start over on this field and get a fresh start. I may not even plant the bottom half of this field this time, because all of that down in there looks so much worse than this right here. The corn that's in this part right here looks pretty good. the bottom part of the field has got a couple of wet spots in it where the corn just drowns out and it really just don't do good. So I may just plant me some kind of cover crop or something on this bottom side. I really don't know, y'all. Honestly, I'm going to have to sleep on it and just see how I feel about it tomorrow. But it's disappointing, it's heartbreaking. But anyways, I'm going to get back to the house because you probably can't tell it in the camera, but it's actually about to get dark. And I don't have lights on this tractor. And I feel like I've done all I can do.
All right, I'm gonna get my scrambled eggs cooked and everything should be ready. So I always leave just a little bit of grease in the bottom of my pan. Go ahead and have my eggs scrambled up. The key to cooking eggs on cast iron is a hot pan, a little grease, and you gotta let them sit there just a minute. So that's why you wanna go ahead and have them scrambled up. You need to let them sit there and let go just like you would meat or anything else. It don't take them but just a second to get done. So you can see I had a couple spots that stuck right there, but it comes right off. Well, let me go haul for Andy and the youngins and tell them supper's ready. There we go. That's all of it put together. I got some peach and strawberry, peach preserves and strawberry jam right there for the toast. Yum, yum. Anyways, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Hope you might have learned a little something. We're going to eat us a little bite here until we see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.